only on esportbf.com.
This is the brand new mode that is going to be coming out for Battlefield for the competitive side of things. It is very oriented for infantry. There are tanks and there are armored cars on it, but is very focused on the infantry style. 5 versus 5. You do see the 3 maps there up on your screen. And we are going to be starting out fighting for that B flag right away. So are you in yet, Safe?
I am in a moment.
All right.
I'm joining.
It looks like we are going to be having both teams going in for the tank right from the get-go. No real surprise there, in my opinion. But, yeah, we'll see where they're actually going to go with those tanks. Shots are going to be fired out. Big push coming over here towards the north side of the map. And you can see right now that is going to be, I believe that's Mangusta eSports, who will be able to take control of those buildings and slowly start to push down into that Bravo side. Very important to get that high ground right away, but we will be having the tanks from Mirata getting up and trying to support their teammates as much as possible. Just, we do see one of them getting completely knocked out. Viper here is in a bad spot. All infantry players are going to be completely wiped up onto the flag, so the tank will be left alone. We do see another push coming in, though. A little bit too late there for the infantry from Mirata. Benji Hysteria will be alive and on the point. They did get the cap, which means that they'll start getting those points and those tickets filling up that bar, which we'll see if they're going to be able to hold on to it, especially with their tank being down.
That was actually a surprise that Viper got taken out because he's, in my opinion, one of the best tankers at the moment.
Yeah, I was watching him yesterday, and man, he was just chewing them up. It was really impressive.
Good. He's really good. He's really good. Yeah.
So right now we are going to be seeing, looks like Frozen coming up on the backside. Can't quite get the kill. He does end up going down. His teammate is in the building though. It's going to be Wall. Managed to pick up at least 1 kill, but Viper there with that Frommer stop, and we all know how much you love that Frommer stop, right, Safe?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's not broken whatsoever.
Of course not. Of course not. But we are going to be seeing, it looks like still B site in the control right now of Mirata. Am I saying that correctly, Safe?
Meratua.
Meratua. All right.
How I heard people say it, at least.
Okay, so we're going with Meratua. And they are pushed back right now towards their alpha flag. Or I'm sorry, they've pushed Mangusta back towards their alpha flag. And we do see right now Assault. He's using the recon kit. So he's going to be able to put up some nice little beeping.
The proximity recon kit, yeah, proximity recon.
And that is definitely going to be key. Now, as far as like kit setup Safe. Oh, but Assault runs right into the tripwire. We all know you like the tripwires as well. I saw a video of you posted up one getting a couple of kills onto Drunks. Fantastic stuff right there. And I know,
Drunks, did you hear that, guys?
Oh yeah, and I know that from using the Shock Assault, I've had some luck with the with using that as well, just as a harassing backline. So interested to see, because that's something that we haven't really seen in competitive play for a long time for Battlefield. At the very least for 5v5 is having those gadgets. So it's kind of strange seeing that stuff being used.
That's true, yeah. I mean, but at least we're getting the, how you call it, the true Battlefield experiences, to have all these gadgets and explosives involved.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it can be a bit too much. And what makes the modes special becomes not so special anymore, because it's just there all the time, you know, every round.
Yeah. Nice little shot coming in here for Object. Able to pick up 1. He is using the the control leader.
Control leader, and he's on top of the roof on the barn.
Yeah,
pretty good position.
Yeah, this is something that I really like seeing from these teams, playing a little bit more passive with this particular character, as he does allow him, because guys, you do spawn on the control leader as opposed to spawning on the spawn vehicle for the raid leader. So different little bit of style of play that's going to be going down, but we do see Object now starting to circle back around, get a little bit of a different angle. Now, in this situation here, Safe, what exactly should be seen from Mangusta?
Well, from what I've learned on this map so far is that what Mangusta need, it's gonna be a bit difficult for them, but they need to control the logs and like basically the riverside. If they get control of the riverside, it's gonna make it easier for them to get B access. As you can see, like Viper and Benji, they're supporting each other. Benji is probably playing Assault, or he is playing at the Assault. Yeah, he always plays that kit. So he's basically supporting the tank there.
And we do
And
have
Viper is gonna stay there because that's one of the best spots on the map for the tank.
Well, it looks like both of the assaults have gone down, so now it's going to be tank versus tank, and it looks like Rave is going to push up. Viper's having none of that. He's going to go ahead and back out using that smoke. I like the way they're passively using these tanks. You know, they're not throwing them away. They are definitely using them as important pieces to this map. You know, Frommerstop is definitely strong, but it's not that strong.
it's extremely important. The tank can be so important and so overpowered.
Oh, there it is.
If you lose it, you lose your advantage. And there you go. The tank is gone.
That is exactly what has happened. We are going to be seeing Rave now backing on out, trying to get somewhere safe, but his teammate is going to die. He's trying to come around the corner with that Frommer Stomp. Can he get any of these picks? He's just all alone in such a terrible spot. We are going to be seeing that little radar beacon going down here for Devious, really paying for itself. But 4-0 so far, and it is looking like we are just seeing really good control coming out from Meratua. Hysteria is going to be coming back up with Object as well. We do see Assault setting up on top of the flag, but not for too long. He does get picked up. So, yeah, definitely not looking good here for Mangusta as they're really struggling to get any kind of control whatsoever.
They're getting locked down. I mean, pretty much. That's what I miss so much about Battlefield. This is so beautiful to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Being able to have those set spawns and knowing exactly which way they're going to be coming from really allows you to have that push-pull type of tug-of-war feeling back again. And I'm really excited to see what teams are going to be using, especially when they start figuring this out. And we have other maps coming in as well, which is going to be changing out the layout. So definitely looking forward to that. And you can see right now Viper just playing very passively, looking over here, just trying to make sure that nobody is going in for a major flank, spotting out several of these players. Nice pickup there onto Hafa, as should be able just to lock this side down, no problem. We do see the tank, though, the timer there in the bottom right-hand corner. 35 seconds, and we will be having the tank coming up for Mangusta. But overall, just, you know, what did they do in this situation? They really don't have an answer for this.
Well, Mangusta, you can see they're going one by one. Like, now they're trying to go behind Orange House and the hotel. Or they're at least trying to. And they're like going by one. Like, there's two guys pushing right now desperately. Hefe, he's staying on A. He's worried that Meratua would send guys on A, and that would give them a bit trouble. But other than that, it seems like I can't see the Mangusta guys. They're like dead all the time.
Yeah, they definitely are struggling.
They need to be 5 guys. They need to be 5 guys. They need to be 5 guys spawn, and they need to do an organized push together.
Yeah,
now they have
absolutely.
their tank. I think they were waiting for the tank to spawn. Now the tank spawned, I think we will see some action. At this point, like, the tank needs to be a bit passive, wait for all 4 infantries to be alive, and then they can push together.
I do agree with you on that one, but Viper is going to be able to get a couple of really good shots there onto the tank. Actually, is the tank already disabled? It looks like he had to bail out just for a little bit to get some repairs going in. And there is the team push that you are talking about. Wall is going to be leading the charge. Oh, but he gets taken out with a tank shell right to the face. So no assaults in this push. And Rave is trying to do some damage to it. He misses out with his first shot. Second shot there from Viper is not going to be connecting, but all players are going to be right now back by this tank. They have not managed to break this hold so far. Viper using that smoke very, very well. He's managed to kind of hide back there, and at the very least, he's not getting kills, but he is holding this push and making sure that they can't move up. And at the same time, we do have Divine all the way into the back over here to the left or to the north, and managing to get at least 1 kill and getting onto that flag. So very, very good play coming out here from Mirata right here.
Yeah, Viper, he's still alive. He died in the first minutes of the game, but now he's playing it consistently. And Manguste, they're pushing slowly, but there's like they can't do much, honestly. I don't think Manguste would be able to do much, and that's their punishment is actually their kits, and not only their play style or their gameplay.
Yeah, and something else to mention here, guys, because I do want to let this know for anybody who has not played or seen this mode, you cannot kit switch or change kits once you select them at the draft phase. Now, you guys didn't get to see the draft phase. Unfortunately, it's not in spectator at the moment, but that is a really big deal. That's why you're not seeing these teams kind of switching it up and going with different kits.
Their kits are really, really bad. and this is their main reason why they're losing this game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and that is actually a really good point too, because that's going to bring another level of complexity to this particular mode, is making sure that you pick the right kits.
Yep. First of all, they have a control leader, which I honestly don't mind him being there, but he will be, first of all, he will not be able to provide spawns all the time for his teammates, because if he just gets shot at once, they will not be able to spawn on him for 40 seconds because he's suppressed. But the other raid leader, you can spawn on him. He can drop spawns, basically, so that's already an advantage there. And he can play more aggressive and push with his teammates.
Absolutely, yeah.
Second of all, they have a proximity recon, and he's pretty much, even though he's an OP kit, it's because you can see through walls and stuff. It's still useless at this point. You need a support class with a mortar to be able to push Viper back, and that's what they don't have.
Yeah, yeah. Or at the very least, you know, have that second shock assault kit. Oh my god. Which I think they actually do. Yeah, Allen is going to be using it right now, but he hasn't really had an opportunity.
It's not enough. It's not enough. Shock assault is not enough. You need at least 3 anti-tank kits to be able to take out the tank. And now it's over.
That is going to be the first half right there, as we will be seeing almost a shutout going down, 10-0. Yeah. As Meratua is doing a fantastic job of controlling that. You can see the frags going up pretty steadily across the team. 13, 13, 10, 11, and 16 there. Benji going off on a little bit of a tear. Viper, the lowest score, but I have to say Viper was probably one of the most key players in that matchup, just being that tank player, sitting in the back and being able to just control the flow of the map. You know, he was stopping any kind of a push or any kind of a flank coming in there. So on the other side, I think it's pretty apparent that the tank battle did go into the favor. If you look there, it was 1 in 10, I believe. Rave not doing much, but Assault also 1 in 10, not putting much on the board as well. So definitely hurting in the frags department. And while frags, I think that is something to definitely say. Frags don't necessarily win you the match all the time, but they will give you those really crucial positionings. And we'll give you those tickets, because the ticket has changed. I do want to mention for this particular update, to where once the guy dies, he does get that ticket for the other team. So there is no more just waiting and hopefully a medic will come by and revive you and that ticket won't go to the other team. Now you have to make sure you stay alive.
Yep.
All right, so we are going to be starting out. Now in this situation here, Safe, what do we need to be seeing coming out right now for MNG?
From MNG, if I were them, I would try to control the logs and the ramp, and that's like close to the river.
Yeah.
Where Viper was holding all the time, and their tank should go there as well. It's one of the most important areas on the map.
We do have Wall coming all the way up over here on his flank for water side.
Actually, he's there actually. But look, Viper is already going there with his tank. Now, Manguste, they don't have a tank. Or where is their tank? I don't see it.
It's just now spawning in. I think they were trying to go for maybe a heavy infantry push, and it just didn't really work out all that much. But yeah. I want to see right now if Wall is going to... Nope, he is spotted out right away here from the tank. And he is in such a terrible position. He has no support from his teammates. He's going to be getting pushed from the second assault player, from the shock assault player. And that's going to be Hysteria with an easy kill, just cleaning that up. And that is a terrible position now for them to be in. You can see right now the ticket's already filling up that bar halfway. So they need to get on this flag as quickly as possible, or this is all going to be over. We do have Object possibly going in for a flank towards the top side of the map. And he is using the control leader as well. So players are going to be able to spawn on them on the actual control leader as opposed to a spawn beacon. And they are slowly but surely getting cleaned up here inside the building, pulling out that sniper. Boom! And Object takes down Wall, making it look easy with that control leader. And that right there is going to be map number 1 going in favor of Meratua. And they, like I said, they had control of it the entire time. It looked fantastic. And I mean, just looking at the scoreboard right now, you can tell the frags definitely did not did not go into the way whatsoever of MNG. Taking a look over here at the sets as well. I mean, they really didn't have a whole lot of sets that were close either.
Nope.
Maybe the very first one was what you could say, and that was with the tank going down. So, I mean, really, Viper just proving how important he is. And also taking a look at the sets, look how many squad wipes we see. Got 1, 2, 3 squad wipes, which are going to give you a huge amount of points. You get 3 points for a squad wipe. That is insane, and can definitely end those sets very, very fast.
Yep. Was pretty easy game. If Manguste wants a chance in the next game, they really need to like switch up with the kits. They need a support definitely, and they need a raid leader instead of a control leader. They can use a control leader, but if he's not, if it's all used as kills, you should go for the raid leader. You can be more aggressive. You can be pushing with your team, and you can actually be healing as well. You can do that as a control leader.
And it does look like we have Mirata, Meratua on the right side. And we do have MNG on the left side once again. All right, so we'll see if there's going to be any change whatsoever in terms of their play style. We do have, it looks like we have medic over here for assault, so that is going to be a little bit different. No medic over onto the Meratua side. We do have shock assault. Yeah, so this is looking pretty standard from what we saw from Meratua. A little bit of a change going over here for MNG. And Wall right now is being super cautious, making sure that he is not going to be giving up his life too soon. Oh, but look at the shots coming in from Wall. Or I'm sorry, Object. That was a fantastic hit from all the way across map. Hitting that headshot, making it look so easy. But the tank now is pretty much defenseless. He's going to be getting surrounded by 3 other players. We'll go to the free cam and actually check this out, as they are just on the other side of the wall. Now it looks like Hysteria and Benji have backed up just a little bit to actually defend against this push coming across the street. But yeah, Rave does not really have the ability to push in onto that flag. He needs to go ahead and wait for his team. But Wall spawning back in over onto his captain. He is going to be across the field and not going to be in a position. And yeah, Rave is taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah, MNG, they're stuck there at the hotel area. Benji and Hysteria are doing a good job keeping these infantries back. So, and look how much space they're giving for their tank.
Absolutely.
I love this gameplay. Like, you can see the team play, the strats they're putting on it, the communication as well. There's no random spawns and all that. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic to have once again. And nice pickup there, as we do see Object taking down HFA. And it does look like Benji is just doing some work over here onto this main building on B. He's not necessarily getting too many kills, but he is going to be laying down some damage on these players who end up getting cleaned up by the rest of his teammates. So fantastic job on his part. Still going to be seeing the vehicle up right now for MNG. It does look like Mirata's has gone down. He should be up here in about 60 seconds or so. Frozen is now going to be pushed back, and there it is. We do see the flank coming in from Viper. He's getting a little bit more aggressive, and he does take down at least one. That's going to be the control leader getting picked up. And yeah, again, the control leader being used for both of these matches. I mean, that it is kind of interesting to see that, because I feel like the spawn beacon is a little bit more reliable, because like you said, you know, you get suppressed and all of a sudden you can't spawn in onto your teammate. But with that spawn beacon, you know, you can throw it down in a relatively safe position and not have to worry about being in a fight or not.
Yes, you can, but that's all depends on your raid leader where to put it in. Usually, of course, when you spend a few hours on the game, you know where to put it, and usually on a safe spot. But it's much better. But Yeah, I mean, honestly, Mangusta, they're running with a medic class right now, and that's just so useless. Like, you can't use it for anything.
Hysteria here is trying to go out and hunting out in the out of bounds area. Doesn't really work out for him as he does get eventually picked up. But, you know, the medic kit, I feel like it can be useful if you just see a very quick, like right at the very beginning of the game, if you just hit that middle flag very, very hard. It can be useful in that situation. But yeah, right now with the tank being as powerful as it is at the moment, it's very difficult to really use anything else.
I mean, when you have problems against the opponent's team tank, you don't join the server and pick up a medic class. That's the worst thing you can absolutely do. I mean, yes, you can support your anti-tank class, or you can support your shock assault class, but I don't know. I think they're just experimenting. It's a fun comp anyways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these guys, you haven't seen the chat, obviously, stream, but these guys, this is the first time that they've actually played with this setup. They've had to had 2 sit-ins, so they're not really used to playing with each other. So they aren't as experienced, I would have to say, than what we're going to be seeing from Meratua. These guys, I have seen a lot of these guys playing for, well, since the alpha actually came out. So these guys, you know, they definitely know what they're doing. They know where the players are going to be coming in from, and that's going to be a very, very big help for them.
I mean, the Manguste lineup is a lineup of actually, there are actually 5 guys that played a lot of Battlefield, and they played even competing on the ESL 1 qualifications in Battlefield 4. Meratua, on the other hand, besides Hysterias, who just recently joined them, they're quite new, but they have been grinding Battlefield 1 since release.
Well, we all know that you can't really take your skills from Battlefield 4 over here to
no, you can't.
Battlefield 1. It's 2 different games right there, man. So it's not going to work. Oh, Viper is going to be able to pick up a nice 2 kills there onto that corner. I think he did it with actually 1 shell, so kind of stacked up just a little bit there. But we do see a potential push coming in, as Assault and Wall are going to be held up for just the time being. Nice pickup there. Frozen is going to be across the way. Assault now getting taken down inside the building. So, yeah, this is kind of crumbling right now. We only have 1 player left up and alive. That will be Frozen right here. And they do not want to give away 1 more kill. It doesn't even matter, though. The timer is going to run out, and we are going to be going over to 5 points to 0. Once again, looking very, very strong here for Meratua. And Object right now trying to get some nice little shots with the control leader. Not going to be possible. He does end up going down. Divinus is going to be back up for a little bit of a flank. He spots out 2. Will be able to take down 1 using the MP18. Not something that you usually see being used, although I don't think it's the experimental on that particular kit. But Frozen will end up with the kill. He is going to be the control leader, so should be seeing some spawns coming down on him pretty soon, as there is no infantry actually back there for Meratua to take him down. Viper is holding down.
Yeah, but they need to push now. They need to push now. There's only 1 tank on B, and the whole MNG lineup, they're all just like stacked there at the hotel and doing nothing. Like they could even, if you know, if you contest a flag, the other team cannot get tickets anymore for that flag.
That's actually a really good point that we haven't mentioned yet. Yeah. So if you have, well, it's actually if you have majority of the players onto the flag. So if you're outnumbering them 3 to 5 onto the flag, they will not be able, even if you don't have it completely neutral out, they will not be able to score those 2 points. So very, very good point right there. And we haven't really seen them getting onto this flag. Nice pickup there from Hysteria with that BAR, able to take down Rave. And he is going to be using that Shock Assault kit, which does allow him to have that crossbow, which can be very, very annoying to deal with. But yeah, so far it is just really looking hard here for MNG to get onto this flag. Now, Ali is going to be on or close to that B site. Assault is going to be following it back up. Wall now coming around the corner, trying to kill the tank. He is going to be able to get both of those, so that's a big 2-point pickup for this squad. This could be the opportunity that they were looking for to try and get in onto the flag. Frozen is having some issues over there across the way. Can he actually stay alive? He does pick up at least one wall now coming in. Can he pick up the second? He does. Hysteria goes down, so might be able to get a little bit of momentum coming back here in this second, or in this first half. Spots out Viper. Does get a little bit of chip damage there, but not quite getting the kill. Also, with the tank coming in, this is a huge push right here. But we do see Benji coming around the backside. Oh my god, has he been able to clear this out? Viper is also going to be up here. With that Frommer Stomp, we know how strong this is. And that is going to be a hold right there. Wow, that is crazy. And Rave having to bail out onto the tank. He does get taken out. Benji with a really good kill there with the assault. All infantry players have been wiped up. Now respawning all the way in the back of their base. That is a shame right there. I feel like the tank would have been in a much better use had he have gone over onto Riverside, like we had been seeing Viper doing, as opposed to trying to get up into the mix, because it's just really hard to maneuver in those buildings.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot about positioning and be able to know where to push as a tanker, and your infantry needs to support you as well.
I would say that in this mode right here, even more so than what we saw in past battlefields, your tank has to be supported by infantry, because the burst damage potential with the assault class is so huge. And then something that we haven't seen actually on both squads are the support kit. So no mortar. And you know as well as I do, you get a mortar onto a tank and he can go down super fast if he gets the track disabled.
Yep. If you get the right hit on the tracks, it can be game over if you don't have any infantries close by. Now they're finally getting B. I mean, they got a squad wipe as well. Maybe they can have a point or two.
Yeah, if they can end this out with 2-8 going into the next round, that will kind of refresh the map. They'll be able to, I think, maybe get a little bit more momentum. They're looking better here in this first half, to be completely honest, compared to map number 1. So, it's not out of the question for them to actually make comebacks. And we've seen comebacks on this map, so it is definitely possible. Wall is going to go ahead and back on out. He did pick up at least one kill on top of the roof. There is another player sitting inside the building. The flank is coming out so low there though, but Wall does end him getting picked up. DVS just getting touched. He does go down. Only looking pretty decent, getting some long range shots, but Hysteria coming in from the backside will be able to get the flank. With the tank up now, this is not looking good. Assault sitting on top of the B flag. I'm sorry, that was going to be Rave sitting on top of the B flag. He does have a couple of AT grenades, but just not going to really do much with it at all. B flag now about halfway grayed out. We do see that first point being put on the board right now. And yeah, look at this teamwork right here. Benji sitting on top of the tank, getting that height advantage. This is fantastic. This is just, I love this play.
Yep. They're doing some work right now. Oh, it's just the trying.
No, this is so creative. I don't think I've ever seen this in a Battlefield game casting.
No, not in casting, not yet. But yeah, it's actually not even a troll. This can be effective. We've done this. If you do this with the armored vehicle, like with the car, not the tank. Having an anti-tank on top, and you just drive straight away to the enemy's tank, you can take it out pretty fast.
Yeah, well, and also if that car gets to level 3, man, you can do some damage with it. Something that we hadn't really seen coming out just yet. But right now, Rave is caught in a really weird position. He can't really get any shots in on any of these players. B flag has gone over right now to Meratua. M&G needs to get on it really, really quick. There's some nice kills going down. Benji is going to be taken out. That's the assault dead for Meratua, which is going to be a little bit of a good thing here for Ray. Smokes are going to be coming out. Frozen is going to be across the street. They need to get on it right now here, guys. This is the time. You got to try and get at least one more point out of this. But 14 seconds is coming up very, very soon. Wall is trying to pressure onto that tank. They're not paying attention to the scores, and that's going to be it. So we're going to go into the half right here at 9-1. In favor of Meratua. But overall, I mean, that looked better, I would have to say, for M&G. It really did.
Yeah.
No, I mean, compared to what we saw in the first round, it looked better. They looked like they had a little bit more of a sense around them.
Yeah, I think they got more used to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they need to play more. They need to prac more and get used to the kits. And it's not about what weapon you have mainly. I know there's a big struggle with the weapons in Battlefield 1 since they are so boring to play with. Um, I know Assault, he went for a desperate pick with the medic class, and he just realized it wasn't as good as he thought it would be.
Well, I think the medic
Nowadays,
kit can be useful if you use it more aggressively. Not, and I'm not saying the medic himself. I'm talking about the team. You know, if you're going to push in there as infantry players, you need the push. You know, a lot of times we saw them held up inside the buildings across the street from Bravo. You know, you have that medic kit. He can go ahead and get those revives. If you get over to the other side and you end up getting killed, that med can get him, and that's what they need to do. They need to be more aggressive as an infantry unit and use that kit. You know, use the strengths of it, which is to keep your team alive after they've already died. And they just weren't doing that. They were playing a little bit too passive. And a lot of times they just allowed the opponents just to walk up on them way too much.
yeah. I feel like the support kit was still missing there, and I think that's one of the main issues for them. They need a support kit to be able to motor their infantries away from their positions, and also to make the tank move a bit away as well, so they can push in.
And right now we can see Benji sitting up over here to the north side of the map. He's doing some really good, just, you know, holding them up, some little bit of damage here and there. Hasn't been able to get any kills just yet, but he is taking the attention of 3 individuals. Nice shot coming in from Frozen to take him down, but see if they're going to be able to do any other work. Viper is going to be pushed back a little bit in his tank. Rave is actually in a fairly aggressive position. 31 health, though, and this is not going to be good. We'll see if he actually gets picked up here. Viper looking in for that one shot, and there it is, disabling him. He is very, very low. Is Rave going to be able to get the revive? Nope, he does not get the repairs on it fast enough. He does end up going down. That is going to be 1 less infantry and 1 less tank to deal with here for Meratua. Hysteria and Benji both going to be up and alive in the corner of the map. They will be able to secure this B site. Remember, 2 points, and it is all going to be over. First to 11.
It's pretty much game over. I have I'm not a quitter, but I don't think they have any sort of hope, Mangusta, right now, especially when they have lost their tank and they have 1 point left to win this.
Yeah.
It's just Meratua being more compact and more organized as a team, and with better comms and better knowledge into the game mode and the map.
Yeah, absolutely. So Benji right now is just going to be waiting in for these players to try and pop in. Object is actually going to be coming up against one player here very soon using that control leader kit. He does take some initial damage. Doesn't look like we'll be getting pressed just yet. He's going to go ahead and back on up. I like that play from him. Being a little bit smart there. We can be seeing some potential spawns coming off on him. He spots out one. Doesn't get the shot on him just yet. There you go. Got some damage down range, but the Frommer stop from Rave will be able to take him down. There is the player spawning back in, Hysteria, to help out his teammates. He does end up getting picked up.
Yeah, it's game over. They need to contest the flag right now to have a chance.
But nobody is getting onto the flag. I mean, we do see some pushes coming in from Frozen, maybe to get a little bit of a flank going down, but I mean, really, the focus needs to be onto that B site, and we're just not seeing that coming out. Assault does get picked up by Viper. They're not inside the flag. Yep.
I mean, yeah. They're too distracted by the tank.
So we are going to be seeing the round 2-0 in terms of map counts going into the favor there of Meratua. They looked fantastic there. It looked like they really had a grasp onto the map in the game mode. M&G, I think that M&G could do a lot better if they, like you said, get a little bit of practice going down. There's some really good players on that team from the past Battlefields that we have seen. Yep. So, I mean, there is no reason whatsoever that these guys cannot do well in this game. And I think that they did a little bit better, like I said, in this particular map. They started to come together, started to get a little bit more fracking power back behind them. They just didn't have that teamwork down. And that's you know, quite possibly due to mainly the fact that they had 2 stand-ins onto the team. So, you know, they had 2 players that they weren't necessarily used to, and that does affect it quite a bit. But Meratua, taking nothing away from those guys, they did a fantastic job today, and they will be going up 1-0 in terms of their league sets.